Yes, we are recording the session, correct.
So yeah, cool, cool. So welcome everyone. Thank you for joining me today. Today I'd like to introduce to one of our latest innovation, next generation technology. This is not a typical product that we create for a particular problem and give a solution, but actually this product is evolved from our R&D and our experiences and what we learn from our market. So I'm very excited to present this particular product to you. So let me, without any further ado, I'll just start. So before start a product, I just want to talk about the company itself because this product is completely related to what we've done in the last 2 to 3 years, right? So as Scott, we started with an experiment as a technology company. We want to bring in interactive visualization for various business use cases, education, and research and development. So while we working on this, we have created a lot of sales configurations, data visualization tools, and other training tools. So far we're able to do certain work that we're able to understand what user required and how can we actually solve those problems using interactive visualization. So some of the products which we created, I would like to show you the demo of it, so you'll understand what type of works we have done in last 2 years and how that experience actually helping me to create this particular product which I'm presenting you right now. Here is the video. This is without audio, so that actually I want to talk to you about this. I believe you are seeing very low quality video because internet is super slow here. Yeah, it's better little. Yeah, explain better now. So this is a real estate work. You all have seen this real estate work. It's basically interactive application where user can see 3D model of the project and you will understand how the project looks like, and a lot of CRM background also in there. Similarly, we have done one application for automotive. We wanted to showcase how can you use a sales configuration in car. So we have done this particular demo for that. We have a lot of customization of the model, car color customizations, accessory customizations. Similarly, same technology applied for a healthcare as well. Here we created our human anatomy and we're actually animating everything in real time. We can actually learn how human learns also and all those details. So this is some of the work for engineering work we have done. It's all what I'm going to show you. All these things actually real time renders and built on interactive visualization technology. Okay. So precisely what we built from last 2 to 3 years is three main products. One is RIA, real estate application, which is actually built for real estate sales purposes. The Convis is a construction visualization tool built for a construction, understanding the construction progress and avoid any issues in the construction and understand what preventive maintenance type of thing. And SECRA built for security and training purposes. This was specifically built for government departments, and we're still working on this. But actually, while we're working on these, all these tools are related together with the technology. They are same technology, being used same technology like interactive visualization and VR. Okay. So every application which we created, we don't really create application for VR separately, AR separately, or touchscreen separately. Our technology is a software development which works in any device. For us, the VR is a device, AR is a device, and the touchscreen is a device. But the content, the software will work on every medium. So the current product which I'm going to talk about is actually mainly focused on VR, but of course, otherwise this application can work on other devices as well. Right. So especially I'm talking about VR here. So VR has a great potential. We all experienced VR 4 5 years back. It was hype, but now many people already experienced VR, and people understand what VR potential is. Because VR takes over your one of the senses, which is the main sense of your eye, right, and makes you believe that which is not there, and make you believe that you are there. So if you're actually, if I put you in a Taj Mahal in experience, you start believing that actually you are sitting in a Taj Mahal without being physically there. You can experience Taj Mahal from home, and your brain really believes that it is possible. So VR has such potential, which actually can trick your mind and teach you something new, and experience you, give you new experiences which is not possible physically, right? So when we have this kind of potential technology, how can we use this technology? We can use this technology for many purposes, like a health side, training side, and of course education side. So there's a lot of hype from last 4 5 years. There's a lot of technology developed. Many people created many applications. Okay, by now, by 4 5 years, by now the VR should be everywhere. VR is so great technology, but we don't see the technology anywhere. right? Why is it working or not? So we actually ask this question ourselves, and we constantly looking for these answers. What we found out is that certain things. VR setup is actually VR itself is an evolving situation right now. In the sense that the hardware is not fully evolved yet. It's still bulky. It still comes with a lot of cables, a lot of technical setup is required. Similarly, software side also we require multiple softwares to run VR. So as a consumer and user, if you buy a VR headset, you'll not be able to really use the VR right out of the box. You really need to know how to set up the VR. You really need to know how to install the software, and by doing all those things, and you will get experience of limited experiences. Within a week or a month time, you will run out the content which is there in the VR headset which you purchased. Because all the VR headsets today actually created by different companies, and they have creating their own uh, app stores, content stores where the developers are uploading to a particular store. You can only use it in that particular store. If I give an example, there are two main competitions, HTC and Quest, Oculus Quest by Facebook. So HTC has their own store. Oculus has their own store, but you can't use these different games and in multi platforms. Means whatever there in the Steam is only limited to Steam. Whatever there in the Quest is limited to Quest. Okay, and similar way, the consumers, the content developers also saying the same problem. They're saying that we don't have enough consumers. In the sense, people are using HTC Vive, they're only limited to Steam content. People are using Oculus, are only limited to Oculus content. So we wanted to bring content developers as well as the consumers together and create a platform where everything is actually democratized. In the sense, content developer can publish the content and the consumers can actually browse any content they want, like the way they do it in YouTube, like the way they do it in any other search engine. So VR should be that simple. Then actually we can use the potential of VR today. So other thing is there is no standard way to provide multi-user experiences. Unlike a website, when you go to any new website, you already know how to browse the website. You know where is the home page, where is the contact page, where to look for chat box, where to look for video and all. Because you are familiar with the website so much. But in VR, it's completely different way. In VR, you're surrounded by 3D world, and there is no buttons to click. There are some buttons, but actually you can move around in the world, and you have to find the buttons, you have to find the navigations. There are little more complications to actually use VR as a end user. So keeping all those problems, we actually come with a solution called Cubix. Cubix is a cube full of pixels. Basically, it's all about bringing the digital technologies and digital immersive technologies to end user. I will talk about why the name is Cubix in later of the presentation, but the Cubix actually built for to make it a simple, accessible to everyone. So the main aim is to create Cubix is to provide quick access to anybody VR experiences. In the sense, imagine you want to do some research on VR, you don't have VR headset, or you want to just experience VR. You don't have to buy a VR headset, but actually you can find nearby hub where the VR Cubix hotspot. You can go there and you can spend 1 hour, 2 hours time. You can actually do your research or maybe entertainment, whatever purpose you want to use VR. You should be able to use that. So that's how anybody should, even for education. For the students, they can go to library and access VR headsets from there, and they can get the content which they want to use it for their research. And scalability. Of course, we wanted to make it as a scalable product because the whole idea of to creating this product is to actually take VR technologies to some places where there is no even technology today. But we want actually thinking of taking the virtual reality technology to there, and we'll see how that is possible. Okay, so we have created this new generation technology, which is actually physical technology. Physical technology in the sense you are mixing physical devices with a digital technology. In the sense, your phone is a physical device. In the sense, when you buy phone, you're buying hardware plus software, and without software, the phone hardware is nothing. The similar way, Cubix also actually comes with a physical device. You have a device which actually has the digital content connected to it. The digital content itself runs on the OTT platform. What is OTT platform? OTT platform is it's like a Netflix platform or a YouTube platform where you have a lot of libraries of videos or libraries of content, then you can consume it, right? Similar way, when you come to VR headset, you should be able to search for a particular content, and you should be able to access this particular content. That's the whole idea of creating a OTT platform. And of course, make it simple, like the way you go to YouTube and you find for something, you get it in a second, and you start you start consuming the video. You will learn from it. Similar way, VR also is possible by creating OTT platform. You can use it as the way you're using YouTube today. So I'll just talk about the physical devices here. Okay, before I talk about the devices, I want to show you the devices in 3D. What you see in the video is actually part of the Cubix itself. We have a virtual exhibition hall in Cubix where you can show your products, and I'm showing you the products of the Cubix itself here. So the device what you see in front of you is actually made for airports. This is the big device. This is made for to use for 6 people. This is a smaller device. It's a standy kind of device wherein 4 people can actually experience the VR at the same time. And this particular device is actually made for education purposes and research purposes, where user can actually sit and get the experiences. And of course, all these experiences are scalable experiences. I'll jump into details in one by one. So we'll talk about the grand experience. This grand experience actually has a big hardware setup. It actually comes with a big glass setup, a big display on the bottom, and of course there are about 6 VR headsets surrounding it. In the sense, imagine if I'm keeping a device like this in airport where people actually commonly walking and they want to kill the time quickly in 5-10 minutes. They want to just experience something new. They can walk to this device and put the headset on their head and they can jump into VR in a minute, in a few seconds. So the whole idea of creating this device is so grand because we wanted to keep this device in certain places like airports, convention centers, auditoriums, where many people gather, many people come there, but they don't really go to experience something. They want to see something. It's something they're there to experience without VR. In the sense, before I put VR headset, I will see content on the screen first. So if I wear headgear, the same content I will see it in the full scale, real scale world in 3D. Okay, so this device is going to attract people, and since I have this device, we have this device built in such manner that it uses AR technology, it uses VR technology, and it uses interactive visualization. So the glass what you saw here on the device, so when you wear headgear, the glass will become a screen where you can actually tap it and do the selections like that. It's like it feels like it's a hologram. The similar version we actually simplified a little bit so that it can be used for various other purposes like events, retails, exhibition places where you want to give a product experience quickly, or maybe you want to give you're running an event where you want to showcase some VR experiences. You can have a device like this, which is a portable. You can move it to place, and 4 people can experience VR at the same time here. And the third one, it is even simpler one. We made it even simple because we wanted to really think about the scale. We thought when we want to take it to the education, we're not talking about 1 student or 2 students, but actually we're talking about thousands of students. And how do we provide such experience, such high level experience to such scale students? So we have created this small device which can be connected together. In the sense, if I put multiple devices together, they talk to each other. If I put 10 devices together, the 10 devices like a cluster. They can talk to each other, they can communicate. So in a classroom, students can actually wear headgear, collaborate between them as a team. They can find something, then they can explore, or they can actually experience some historic places. Maybe they want to see one of the old fort, which is actually not there in the real world today, but it was there previously. They can get those experiences also using VR. So we created this small device. This can be simple enough to carry in a small vehicle and should be able to connect with multiple devices. So that's the physical part. That's what we discussed about the devices and the hardware. So how we approach it, the entire idea. One is that we have created this experience hubs in various places, and we are creating a platform to stream the content. So this is the OTT platform we're talking about. Okay. So one is that you can create the hardware and you can create the platform, but how do you create the content? Because OTT platforms like Netflix, Amazon, even YouTube they have content coming from people. They are not creating the content themselves. Similarly, we also want to have a crowdsourced content, and we are actually creating a program for that. That is something I will discuss in other presentations. The content development and crowdsourced content itself is a big thing. We'll just skip that for now. But otherwise, imagine that you're going to have a content that you have in YouTube. Similarly, you will have similar content in VR as well. So I just take a little bit in depth of Cubix, what it is Cubix, what can be done with Cubix, the possibilities with the Cubix. So Cubix can be utilized for many purposes like training, education, gaming or tourism or events. Okay, so imagine it's like this. You go to a coffee shop and you have a VR headset there. You wear headset, and for a 5 minutes time, you want to just take a quick evening look in next to Eiffel Tower, right? That's completely possible. In the sense, you just go to coffee shop, order your coffee, and you have 5 minutes time to wait for the coffee. And you wear headgear, and you are in Paris. In reality, you're actually sitting at your nearby coffee shop, but you actually can experience being there in the Paris. It's the same for education. VR can be utilized for many purposes. I'll take few purposes and I'll explain how it works. One of them being the entertainment purposes. Right now, we are actually built for entertainment purposes. Most of the VR headsets today purchased by gamers, and there are a lot of games. The old games, the new games, the old games they're converted to VR platform. The new games are actually building it for VR games already. And apart from the games, we are also used for movie watching. Movie watching become very popular because uh, today many people actually watch movies in mobile. It's become very common. Okay, but imagine if by using a mobile, you're watching a movie on screen, but if you put a VR headset, you can actually watch the same movie on a big screen, like a 17 mm. Not only that, you can actually also bring your friends to the movie theater and you can watch movie together with your friends. You can hang out with your friends. You can create social events, even parties in online. These are possibilities with the VR. And of course, VR entertainment includes short stories, films, videos, anything that is entertainment content is that it can be consumed in the VR itself. VR for education. So VR plays very big role in education. Today, the complete VR potential is still not untapped in education side because we're still talking about only basic things. We're really not getting into details of what actually students wants to learn. Imagine that today I want to showcase what is Harappa Mohenjo-daro, right? We all studied Harappa Mohenjo-daro. We all know by the name. We all know the history, but we never really experienced what it is, what it looks, what actually they created, what it means for us, what we're learning from the civilization, right? We saw some images, but mostly line drawing images. Maybe some places we might have found some image, but imagine actually you can actually walk inside that old civilization and understand what happened at the time. And with VR, that is the possibilities. So right now, Microsoft actually investing a lot in creating content for education. The Google is also trying, and I believe that especially being in India, India has a lot of potential for education sector where we can enhance the experiences and bring new ways of learning. So students will feel engaged by the learning. Today, classroom is it's like you're looking at a blackboard all the time and somebody's talking at you. For kids, that's a very boring situation. But if I show them visuals, if I make them engaged, and that too platform that we are, where they are walking in a old civilization and they can actually see their friends also in it, and it is more engaging and more fun. So when we start technology tools like this, we can also start using the technology for many other purposes, like bringing gamification to learning, right? So we know that the student is learning something, and we have this unit test, quarterly test, and half-yearly test. But the test is not supposed to be like quarterly or half-yearly once. It is supposed to be like a everyday basis. In the sense, I learned something today. I want to assess something. By end of the learning, I want to do some small quiz so that I understand how much he understood. How much a student understood? Does he need to revisit the place to re-understand, or he actually understood properly or not? So these are the possibilities with the gamification. So it's not about just bringing just VR into education, but actually bringing right technology together, creating one use case out of it. So with Cubics, VR would be like like one platform where anybody can get into VR and access to any content, educational content. Similarly for engineering, right? So VR has a place in almost any field you talk about. So imagine a technology. It's like you're creating your cakes, right? And the cream is common for all the cakes. It's a similar like that. VR technology is like a cream. It can be applied for any cake, any technology that you want to enhance the taste or enhance the experience. Similarly, engineering, of course, they're doing already. They have a precision tools. They are already achieving the 3D technologies, 3D printing. But by providing 3D VR training, we are collaborating, they can do much more R&D with a low cost factor. They don't have to really think about creating a new 3D model or a new 3D printed model to experience it, but actually experience it in 3D in virtual reality and take decisions faster. Not only that, for training as well. So for any company to train their employees, that itself is a cost. Not only that, but the risk of actually giving a valuable mission to just a trained person, right? He just finished his course and he's ready to take up the job, but I'm giving a valuable asset for him to handle. There is a risk involved. What if actually can give him a virtual device where he can try it out? If he fails, there's no loss. He can retry that. But there is a small gap where they can actually, before going to the real world job, they can actually try it in virtual world and figure out whether they're actually capable of running that particular mission or not. Not only that, even experiment with the engineering. You want to try different engines, you want to different fittings. These are simulations are possible in within the VR. I'll talk about tourism. Tourism has also has great potential for VR, right? So most of the time when we travel, we wanted to go to a particular place. We do a lot of research about the place, and we hear feedback. We learn from people who are visited. But all these things are still, or you're hearing, you're only understanding, but you're not really being there to see what is there, right? But VR can give you a quick look of what that means, what the area looks like, or is this something you would want to go there, or maybe is it suitable for you or not, right? So not only that, we are actually tourism can actually this kind of platform can bring even the local tourist hotspots to mainstream. Today, when people talk about tourism in main cities, they talk about only main monuments, right? But if I'm creating a crowdsourced content-based OTT where people can actually upload their content from local the tourism spots, they can capture local tourist spots and upload it, and people actually experiencing that in virtual reality. Maybe they like it, they might want to travel it. So whatever, that's a possibility that actually we can make bring the traveler close to the tourist spot, and tourist before he travel, he can actually take the decision and whether he want to travel there or not. So tourism includes, of course, entertainment also a little bit, where we can do live events related to tourism. Of course, we can play so many things there. And VR for health. So it's being very popular these days, using VR in health sector for various purposes, from teaching somebody from first aid from there to virtual operations, where people actually started looking into doing virtual operations, and that took precisely using technologies like AI, machine learning. These tools will respond to your hands very accurately, and the minute you move hand, the tool also will actually react to that in particular precise. So to make it VR more accessible to health, they need precise, and the precise thing is there in the VR today. You can actually see very tiny details. You can see interact with those tiny details. That's what important health set. They can know how to do the stitching, how to do the injection. They can do all this training. Not only that, but actually VR also works as a mental health problems. It can actually give therapies, right? Using experiences like meditation and taking them to a different fancy world. So there are many experiments where people are trying to figure out how do you change somebody's mood using virtual reality. Can you put him in a different world where people can actually open up themselves and realize what they're going through. So these are the possibilities of the health. So whole idea of creating everything is that we want to make Cubics with Cubics democratize the VR, make VR available for everyone by providing hardware hubs as well as the platform where content developers can actually put the content. Okay, so this is the product video. I would like to show you the VR experience itself. We have created a small demo where we're experiencing today, but unfortunately I cannot show you this VR demo or video call. So I'm presenting the video here. But all the experience of what you see in the video is actually created in the VR, and you will experience this in VR in a real scale. So using Cubics, so far we have created a couple of experiences where a couple of tourism experiences. You can visit Mumbai, Gateway of India. You can visit some old caves, and we have created one movie theater where you can watch movies. And we also created one multiplayer game for education purposes. So I'd like to show you these things when we meet personally. And VR is something which you cannot really experience and explain unless you experience it yourself. So basically, the whole idea of creating is to redefine the way we learn today, the way we live today, because technology has can bring new experiences which we not thought of. No, with VR, we just want to make it democratized everywhere. Yeah, thank you very much.